Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple MLB player props I like on Prizepicks for today for Saturday, June the 1st. We have a full slate of MLB games today like we usually do on Saturdays. There are a bunch of early games today. I think the first game of the day starts at like 3 o'clock Eastern time, and then we have some games at 4 o'clock, and then we do have a couple late night games. There are two props that I like from the later games tonight, so I was going to give out those props in this video. I have already shared some props I like for these early games. I shared those over on Patreon. You guys can check that out if you're interested. But since I'm putting this video out on YouTube and I want as many people to tail it if they want to, I didn't want to post the video at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock Eastern time for games that literally start in like 2 hours. So for me, me putting out plays I like for later games just allows for more people to watch the video, for the video to be relevant later in the night. So we're going to talk about two props I do like from two of the later games tonight. Again, I've got some plays I like for the early games. Already shared those over on Patreon. But before we talk through these two props, guys, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have an account on Prizepicks, you can sign up, linked down below in the description, or just use that promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prizepicks, you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. And last time I'll say this, Prizepicks, they do have a free square available for today. If you look on the screen, Dustin Poirier, his significant strikes prop is set to 0.5. This is for the MMA card that's on Saturday today. This starts at 6:10 Eastern time. So at the time I'm recording this video, you have about 8 hours to use this free square, and after that it's gone. So you definitely want to take advantage of this. Use this free square while it is still available. If you already have an account on Prizepicks, you can use this. If you don't have an account on Prizepicks, well, this is just another incentive to sign up right now. You always want to be taking advantage of free squares, promos, anytime these sites offer these type of discounts and promotions. You want to be taking advantage of this stuff. So if you don't have an account on Prizepicks, again, use that promo code NOAH and get your first deposit matched up to $100. And real quickly, we do also have a partnership with Sleeper. If you guys do want to check out Sleeper, you can do so, linked down below in the description, or again, just use that promo code NOAH over on Sleeper. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. And Sleeper, very similar to Prizepicks. It's a site where you pick more or less on player projections. You build out an entry. You are able to make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper, and you can win up to 100x your money. And just like Prizepicks, Sleeper offers a lot of promotions, a lot of discounts throughout the week. Typically every Wednesday, every Sunday, they do discounts, and they'll sometimes give out free squares as well. If you are a new user, you do get a free square. I think you actually get multiple free squares added to your account, so that's something you can use over on Sleeper as well. And again, if you don't have an account over there, use that promo code NOAH to get your first deposit matched up to $100. But before we talk through our props for today, guys, I do want to recap our plays from Friday's MLB video. And both the plays we gave out Friday hit pretty easily. Jose Barrios, more than 30.5 fantasy score, was pretty much sweat-free. I mean, Barrios went 7 innings. He had, I think, like 4 or 5 strikeouts. He only gave up 1 run. With the quality start, that put him pretty easily over his fantasy score. And then we took Ronaldo Lopez, more than 28 fantasy score, another pretty sweat-free cash. I mean, Lopez pitched 6 innings. I think he only gave up 1 run, and he had like 8 strikeouts. So both the plays hit pretty easily Friday. Good start to the MLB season, I guess. First MLB video I make this year, and we hit both the plays we gave out. Hopefully we can continue that today. I did say this in my last video, but right now, since there is no NBA right now, NBA returns on Thursday. I'm going to be making MLB videos, pretty much on the days we don't have NBA, and then when there's NBA games, I'll post NBA content. But I did want to get out an MLB video for Saturday. Don't know if I'll be making a video for Sunday, just because on Sunday, like, all the games start early. So unless I make the video like the night before, it just doesn't really make much sense to make videos on Sundays for MLB. But we'll see. But I wanted to make a video for this Saturday slate. So let's talk through the props I'm liking for Saturday, guys, and hopefully we can get another win tonight. So the first prop I'm liking is a pitching outs prop, and we're going to talk about Sonny Gray, more than 15.5 pitching outs. And let's talk through why I like this prop on Sonny Gray. So if you look at what Sonny Gray has done this season, he's gone at least 5 innings in every single start this season. And I think the one start, or no, excuse me, yeah, he has gone over this or he has gone 5 innings in every single start this season. So when he's gone under this line, it's just, it's been by the hook. He had 15 outs last start. He had 15 against Milwaukee. And then earlier this season, in his first start of the season, he went 5 innings, so he had 15 outs. If you look at last start, Sonny Gray, he pitched 5 innings, but he was pulled after just 74 pitches. And I don't know exactly why Sonny Gray was pulled, but I did a little bit of research, and I think I did some digging on Twitter. I think he was pulled early just because that game started in a rain delay. So Sonny Gray was warming up, getting ready to pitch the game, and then they announced that the game was going to start in a rain delay. So he basically had to stop what he was doing. He had to stop warming up, and then he had to get ready again later in the night and warm up again. And I think that just kind of messed up his rhythm. He still pitched the game. He still went 5 innings, but he didn't go super deep into the game. So I think, him throwing 74 pitches last start was definitely just an outlier. I don't think he was hurt or anything. I think that was more of just a precautionary thing. Now this start against the Angels, against the Brewers, where he did go under, he did have to throw 88 pitches in that start, but he gave up 6 runs in that start. Obviously if Sonny Gray gives up 6 runs today, we're probably chalked with this pick, but I would be very surprised to see that happen. And then the other start where Sonny Gray went under this line was his first start of the season when he was on a pitch count. He only threw 64 pitches, and that was in this matchup. Today, Sonny Gray faces the Phillies. He faced the Phillies in his first start of the season. He pitched 5 shutout innings, had 5 strikeouts, gave up 5 hits. But again, that was his first start of the season when he was on a pitch count, so he only threw 64 pitches. Well, Sonny Gray is fully stretched out now. Assuming no rain delay or anything weird like that happens, he's probably going to throw 85 to 95 pitches. If you look at his last 6 starts, 93, 92, 94, 88, 89, and 88 pitches. So typically we can expect him to throw between 85 to 90 pitches. When he's thrown at least 80 pitches this season, he's gone over this line in 5 out of 6 starts. He's typically been a pitcher that can pitch deep into games. He doesn't really get too wild. He can throw strikes. He has pretty good command, and he's also been a really good strikeout pitcher. And strikeouts are important. If you want a pitcher to pitch deep into the game, they need to be able to get those strikeouts. When it's an 0-2 count, when they've got 2 strikes on the batter, you don't want the pitcher just constantly having to throw pitches, trying to get the strikeout or trying to get the batter out. You need quick outs when you're betting on a pitcher's over pitching outs. And Sonny Gray is able to get strikeouts. He can get quick outs. So even though the matchup here against the Phillies is a little bit scary, I still think this pitching outs line on Sonny Gray is too low. If he throws 85 to 95 pitches like he normally does, I'd bet on him going 5 1/3 innings most of the time, if not going 6 innings. He's gone at least 6 innings in I think 5 out of his last 8 starts, and he's gone over this line in 6 out of his last 8 starts. So I do like that as our first prop for tonight. Sonny Gray, more than 15.5 pitching outs. And then the other prop that I like is a pitcher fantasy score. We talked about this in my last video, but for those of you that are maybe new to Prizepicks, or if you're new to MLB and you don't know how fantasy score works, just click scoring chart right here and it'll pull up and it'll show you how the fantasy score is calculated. You can see how it's calculated for hitters, and then if you scroll down, you can see how it's calculated for pitchers. For every out a pitcher gets, that's 1 point. For every strikeout they get, that's 3 points. If they give up an earned run, they lose 3 points. And then if they get a quality start, they get 4 points. If they get a win, they get 6 points. For a quality start, if you don't know what that is, a quality start is pretty much when a pitcher pitches 6 innings and they give up 3 earned runs or less. So if a pitcher goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs. If they go 6 innings, gives up 2 runs. If they go 7 innings, give up 2 runs. That's a quality start. So pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. But for those of you that didn't know, that's how it's calculated. But looking at pitcher fantasy score for today, the pitcher fantasy score that I do like is Logan Webb, more than 28.5 pitcher fantasy score. And let's talk through this prop and why I like this one for Logan Webb. So Logan Webb, been pitching well lately. For what it's worth, he has gone over this fantasy score line in all of his last 4 starts. And he's done that even in some tough matchups. He had to face the Dodgers, not the easiest matchup. The Mets, not the easiest matchup. He did have 2 matchups against the Pirates and the Reds. Those were definitely easier. Now, today's matchup against the Yankees is very scary. The Yankees, they're probably the best offense in the league right now. I think they rank number 1 in WRC plus versus right-handed pitching. The Yankees have been really good. So I'm not saying this is a really good matchup for Logan Webb or anything. It's definitely not. The reason I like this over fantasy score, though, for Logan Webb is Logan Webb has been so good at home just the last few seasons. If we look at what he's done at home this season, He's gone over this fantasy score line in 4 out of his 5 starts at home. And that includes a matchup against the Dodgers. That includes a matchup against Arizona, against the Mets. Like, those are not the easiest matchups. Now, he did go under this fantasy score line in a home matchup against the Padres, but he went under by literally, half a point. He had 28 fantasy score. So he's gone over this fantasy score line in 4 out of 5 starts at home this season. And he went over this fantasy score line in 15 out of 16 starts at home last season. I mean, he was excellent at home last season. His ERA at home last season was 2.26. On the road, it was 4.31, so it was nearly double on the road. And it's been the exact same this season. It's actually been even more drastic this season. It's only been 5 starts, so it's obviously kind of a small sample. But at home this season, Logan Webb has a 1.03 ERA. On the road, 4.34. Like, he's just been such a completely different pitcher at home. And I think home and road splits can be a little bit, overblown. But for baseball, I think home and road splits actually do really matter because ballpark matters in baseball. And Logan Webb gets to pitch in a very pitcher-friendly ballpark. San Francisco's ballpark has always played as a pitcher-friendly park. So it makes sense to see Logan Webb pitch so well at home. That's something he's done the last 2 seasons. And I know the matchup is scary here, but if we look at implied run totals for tonight, the Yankees only have a 3.7 implied run total. So Vegas is not really expecting a ton of runs from the Yankees tonight, and it's pretty rare to see the Yankees have a run total below 4. But their run total for tonight is just 3.7. So they're not expecting, Vegas is not expecting a ton of runs here for the Yankees. I'm hoping Logan Webb can go 6 innings, get a quality start. He's been like a quality start machine at home. I want to say he's gotten a quality start in all of his starts at home this season. And I think he got a quality start in almost like all of his starts at home last season. So if we can get a quality start, 6 innings, 4 or 5 strikeouts, maybe he only gives up 2 or 3 runs, that probably will be enough for him to go over this fantasy score line. And another prop that I was looking at for Logan Webb that I kind of like too is under 2.5 earned runs allowed. He has yet to give up more than 2 runs at home this season. And last season, he didn't give up more than 2 runs at home in a large majority of his starts, last season at home. Now, there was a couple starts like he gave up, let's see, last season at home, he gave up 3 runs to the Red Sox, still had 29 fantasy score, gave up 3 runs to Baltimore, still had 34 fantasy score, gave up 3 runs to Arizona, still had 37. So I could definitely see a scenario where he gives up 3 runs, but still goes over fantasy score. Like if he pitches 6 innings with 5 strikeouts and gives up, if he pitches 6 innings with like 6 strikeouts, gives up 3 runs, that would still put him at 31 fantasy score. Or if he goes maybe 7 innings, gets like 5 strikeouts, 3 runs, that would still put him at, I think, over this fantasy score line. If I'm doing the math correctly in my head, that would put him at like 31 fantasy score. So like there are definitely scenarios where Webb goes over fantasy score and still gives up 3 runs. But I think if he goes over fantasy score, he probably won't give up 3 runs either. So I kind of like less than 2.5 earned runs allowed as well. If you're someone that doesn't play on Prizepicks and you can't take fantasy score, I'm totally fine taking this as well. The strikeout prop for Webb, I'm a little bit indifferent on. I don't love this matchup for strikeouts, but Webb has been able to get strikeouts at home this season. He has gone over the strikeout prop in all of his last 5 games. I think there's scenarios where Webb doesn't get 5 strikeouts, but still gets 29 fantasy score because he could pitch like 6-7 innings and maybe only give up 1 or 2 runs. And if that happens, like he could still go over this fantasy score even if he only gets like 4 strikeouts. So it's kind of pick your poison here, but I think my favorite Logan Webb prop for today that I do like the most is more than 28.5 pitcher fantasy score. Webb's just been so good at home, man. I know the matchup here is definitely scary, and maybe this is the spot where regression hits him, and maybe he gets blown up at home tonight. But with how good he's been at home this season and last season, I'll continue to back him at home, especially when his lines are coming in, pretty low compared to what they normally would be in any home start. And I understand why they are low because the matchup against the Yankees is scary. But Logan Webb, he's a really good ground ball pitcher. He's able to get a lot of soft contact. And against this Yankees lineup, with how much power they have, you need to be able to get ground balls to get through this Yankees lineup. And Logan Webb this season, he ranks 94th percentile in ground ball percentage. He's got a 56.4% ground ball percentage. That's something that Logan Webb does a very good job of, is getting ground balls. So yeah, I like this spot, a decent amount for Webb. Love these pitching at home here, and I'll continue to back him at home until he blows up, which could be tonight, but hopefully that's not the case. So that's what I'm liking as our Two props for tonight, guys, for Saturday night. We got Sonny Gray, more than 15.5 pitching outs, and Logan Webb, more than 28.5 pitcher fantasy score. If you guys are going to tell me on these two plays, let's hopefully hit both these plays for Saturday night, make some money tonight. As always, guys, appreciate you watching these videos, supporting the Prizepicks content. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have an account on Prizepicks, use that promo code NOAH when you sign up to get your first deposit matched up to $100. But that's all I got. Good luck on the slate, guys. We will see you in the next video. Peace.